Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Masks are being handed out to residents of Hawaii's Big Island after yesterday's massive eruption. Another could be coming soon. I'm Laura Podesta. I'll explain why the biggest threat to life is not lava or ash, but gas in the air.
Historic buildings all over Bozeman are being celebrated. I'm Adair Spab, and coming up, I'll let you know how their past is winning them an award.
Good morning to you and happy Friday. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you with us. I'm Missy O'Malley with Chet Lehman. Matt Elwell will have our forecast in just a moment. But moving to the Aloha State for our top story for you now. Masks are being handed out to residents of Hawaii's Big Island after a massive eruption yesterday, and another could be coming soon.
Yeah, CBS's News' Laura Podesta explains why the biggest threat to life is not lava or ash, but it's actually that gas in the air.
People on Hawaii's Big Island are bracing for another eruption like this one yesterday from the summit of the Kilauea volcano.
It wouldn't surprise us to get another explosion.
The gigantic ash plume rose 30,000 feet in the air, the biggest so far. Scientists said it was short-lived and did not have much of a hazardous effect, but the next one could. The fear is sulfur dioxide gas in the air, which can cause breathing problems.
We can't force them. We can't force anybody. We're just highly recommending for your safety and the safety of first responders to please evacuate.
Stores on the island are running out of masks like these, which offer 8 hours of protection. From a helicopter, the destruction of sulfur dioxide gas can be seen next to these fissures in the earth. Notice the brown vegetation, a sign that it's killing the plants. If another of these explosions happens in the next few hours or days ahead, Hawaii's Governor David Ige is instructing people to keep a close eye on cell phone alerts.
To listen to civil defense, they are broadcasting what should be done in this kind of ash-driven event.
The governor also stressed that while visitors and residents should clear the area close to the volcano, the rest of the island is open for business. Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
Yeah, just a reminder, Kilauea is one of the world's most active volcanoes. It's been erupting continuously since 1983.
Wow.
My junior year in high school.
There you go. Okay.
True story.
Way to date yourself there.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No volcanoes here, Matt. Just some cooler weather as we head towards that weekend.
Drips and drops falling from the sky,
Drips
not
and
ash
drops.
and lava, so that's good news. Temperatures holding into the 40s for most of us. I do expect the temperatures to remain cool through the afternoon. You do see a few showers out across the area, so expect to see some wet roadways. We see a wet tarmac at Bozeman Yellowstone International Airport. Our temperatures should be into the low 50s today. Stay there for tomorrow, but we do have some changes back in the forecast toward the end of the weekend. We'll update you on that in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Matt. Now 6:33 here on your Friday morning. Our top local story for you now. The suspect captured in Butte, accused of killing a woman in Anaconda, was turned over to authorities in Anaconda yesterday. Officials say 52-year-old Troy Johnson was returned into custody in Anaconda last night, where he was charged with deliberate homicide in connection with the death of 64-year-old Shelley Schaefer. Johnson is accused of beating Schaefer to death in her home on Tuesday. He stole several items from her house as well. Johnson was arrested in Butte after a manhunt on Wednesday morning.
Elsewhere, the recent firing of a Beaverhead County Sheriff's deputy raising some eyebrows in Dillon. MTN's John Amy has more on the story.
The recent firing of Beaverhead County Sheriff's deputy Mike Miles is causing controversy in Dillon.
The attack truly appears to be personal.
Miles was fired by Beaverhead Sheriff Frank Klusner last Friday for insubordination, though some believe he was fired because he supported a candidate running against the sheriff in November. In April, the sheriff put Miles on paid leave for the same insubordination violation, and Miles appealed that to the Council of Commissioners.
The commissioners overturned that decision, issued a letter that he would be immediately reinstated.
Aaron Ralph of the Butte Teamsters Union is representing Deputy Miles in this matter and says there was no merit for his firing. He says that Deputy Miles had an unblemished career in his 11 years with the Beaverhead County Sheriff's Office.
Has served this community with honor. He has a great deal of integrity. He is very, very hardworking. He is committed to this community.
In Dillon, John Amy, MTN News.
Now, the sheriff in Beaverhead County did not return our phone calls or emails looking for comment on this story.
And a man accused of stealing more than $5,000 worth of construction trailers and tools in Gallatin County was arrested on Wednesday. 36-year-old Brad Essick was charged with felony theft after law enforcement found a large amount of stolen tools and property at his home. According to court documents, Essick waived his rights, admitted that he had taken several of those items, and provided the location of more stolen property. Essick appeared in Justice Court yesterday, where his bail was set at $50,000. And Bozeman has seen a spike in construction site thefts in recent years. Higher demand for year-round construction projects and workers in the city is possible because of this theft. Now, police say materials like loose hand tools, air compressors, nail guns, chop saws, trailers, and even some larger pieces of equipment have been stolen. Stolen construction equipment is often sold at area pawn shops and resale sites. Bozeman Police Department suggests construction workers mark their tools so items are easier to track down in event of a theft.
Cataloging your tools. Mark something on them that identifies it as belonging to you. You can do it either blatantly, we've seen it as far as people taking tools and spray painting them a certain color, or they're marking their names or a specific serial number or something they can recognize at a later time.
Now, if you witness theft at a construction site, you are urged to call the Bozeman Police Department.
Also, Bozeman has hired its first ever communications coordinator. Last week, the city offered the job to Melody Malure, and she accepted. She's been working as communication officer for Williams County, North Dakota. According to City Manager Andrea Surratt, the new communications coordinator will be responsible for keeping communications flowing between departments. Responding to the media, she'll be tasked with constantly updating the public on behalf of the city of Bozeman.
You'll see her hitting the ground running. She does this work in Williams County, and so we're going to start by just giving her some orientation to the city, but then making sure that she's comfortable going ahead and starting to push out some of the information that we'd like the citizens to receive.
Malure will start her first day on May 29th. The first commission meeting she'll attend is June 4th.
And local historic buildings will be recognized in Bozeman this Saturday.
MTN's Medeiros Babb takes us around town to see the different sites.
They're incredibly proud of their projects, and I think the city should be as well.
8 different buildings and structures are being honored with Bozeman's Historic Preservation Awards. The Masonic Temple, along with the Rialto Theater, will both receive the award for outstanding preservation. Architect Leslie Gilmore says the renovation of the temple was difficult and costly, but did make a difference.
But so people do go through a bit of construction turmoil. It's worth it in the end, and I know they believe that. They're very proud of the project they've done.
The Bozeman Historic Preservation Advisory Board has not given out these awards since 2015. Volunteer Eric Koshner says it was important to bring them back.
They are physical links to our history, and without them, we could lose sight of that past and who we are as a community or who we were as a community. And just with the way Bozeman is growing, we're at an unprecedented time. So the need for that preservation is more important now than it ever has been before.
Now, it's not just buildings who receive these awards. The Scoop Bar sign was awarded the Rehabilitation and Restoration Award. Bozeman's Extreme History Project hosts historic walking tours and lecture series to celebrate the city's rich history.
We are really dedicated as an organization to preserving our historic neighborhoods and historic structures because we feel that history is just the foundation of any community. And if a community doesn't have its history, it doesn't have anything.
The Preservation Board says all of the winners will be awarded with a certificate. In Bozeman, Medeiros Babb, MTN News.
Now, the awards will be presented on Saturday at 7 p.m. at the Story Mansion.
It's true.
Yeah, very good,
Good stuff.
A
lot of great history around. I'm glad they're recognizing
that. That is a very cool project. Happy Friday to you. So glad you're with us. Up next, we wrap up this week of interviews with candidates with our own political analyst, Dr. David Parker. Matt Rosendale is with us in just a moment. Good morning, Matt.
We'll have that in a moment, but first let's check in with Gail King over the pond for a look at what's coming up at 7 on CBS This Morning.
Good morning to you. Hey, guess where I am? Ahead at CBS This Morning. We are overlooking the carriage procession route right here in Windsor as final preparations for the royal wedding are underway. We're going to take you on a tour of St. George's Chapel. That's where a rehearsal of this ceremony is taking place later this morning. There is so much to talk about today with our royal experts. We'll have all of that, a little bit of drama too, and today's other big stories. We'll see you 7 o'clock on the dot.